Hey, insight number 2 here. I'm going to take this one. This is 135, and I went to verse 5. Now, this is John Taylor again talking about when they're in Carthage, and he said that he was reading in the book of Ether. That Hiram, I think, was reading. Well, anyway, they were as a collective while they were reading in the book of Ether, in the 12th chapter. And we all know that ether's a big, give unto men weakness, makes them stronger. And that's what they're reading. So let's read this. This is the excerpt from Ether. This is John Taylor quoting Ether. Well, actually, it's quoting the book of Ether, quoting the Lord. So it's a bit of a trail there, but you get where I'm talking about. It says, "It came to pass that I prayed unto the Lord that he would give unto the Gentiles grace that they might have charity." That's Ether. And then it came to pass that the Lord said unto me, "If they have not charity, it mattereth not unto thee." Doesn't matter if they don't have charity. If the other people don't have charity, it doesn't matter. "Thou hast been faithful. Wherefore thy garment shall be made clean. And because thou hast seen thy weakness, thou shalt be made strong. Even unto the sitting down in the place which I have prepared in the mansions of my Father. And now I bid farewell unto the Gentiles, yea, and also unto my brethren whom I love, until we shall meet before the judgment seat of Christ, where all men shall know that my garments are not spotted with your blood." And then he says, "The testators are now dead, and their testament is in force." So he's saying this is true of Joseph and Hiram. Now, the line I like is, "And because thou hast seen thy weakness, thou shalt be made strong." Because seeing your weakness and acknowledging that, humbly accepting that, and then taking that to the Lord makes you strong. And you're like, how does being weak make you strong? Well, it's not being weak. It's acknowledging you're weak. So how does acknowledging your weakness and being weak actually make you strong? Right? How? Because they're opposites. Strong, weak, opposites, right? Actually, in this instance, no, they're not. So by humbly admitting you cannot do something and taking it to the Lord, saying, "Look, I cannot do this. I am weak in this." He will make you strong in it. And he promises to do that in Ether. And that's what John Taylor was saying. Because that's what Joseph Smith said at the beginning. And he said he had follies in his youth and he was weak and the Lord was going to make him strong. I'm sure him and the Lord had many conversations and talked a lot. And Joseph only ever felt like he was a boy or a man and uneducated, and I don't know, and he worked really hard to educate himself and to gain experience in the very short time he had. And because he did it with the Lord, he did become strong, and he was strong, and he stays strong to this day, very strong, because he stays yoked with the Lord like we should be, like we can be, and that makes us strong. Strength in knowing your limits and boundaries is also important in there too. For example, if you go to callings at church, if I was called to be the ward pianist, I would have to say, "I'm really sorry, no amount of having the Lord with me in this calling is ever going to allow me to play the piano, because I have no idea how. That is not my skill set. Really don't." However, if they said to me, "We need you to be the ward chorister," I'm like, I think I could learn that actually, with the help of the Lord. I know my boundaries and my limits on that. I think I could do that, probably very badly and out of time, but who really looks at the chorister anyway, right? I'll give it a shot. Although I'm pretty sure any of the primary kids would do a better job, but that one I could feel that, yeah. So there's realisticness in some of these things. However, if the Lord says, "No, I really need you to do this," then take that on board and listen to that. But remember, don't try and push it to the exception. Like as I said in the first one, I'm not going to be a ballet dancer. It's not going to happen. Many other things I could do. If I said I wanted to run a marathon, I could probably work up to that. It'd be a lot of hard work, and I don't think I want to do that. But there's a difference in there. I'm not sure if I'm explaining that very well, so I apologize there. But yeah, so if you can acknowledge that you have limits, boundaries, and your weakness, the Lord accepts your constant, concerted effort and helps you be even stronger. acknowledging that openly makes you stronger again. So when I say, people say, oh, you do so well, you're so strong, I'm like, oh, it is not me. The only strength I have is the Lord. He is my strength. Anything that I do this when I have been throwing up all night and very unwell, you can probably tell I'm not as energetic. Maybe got that lovely throwing up glow. I don't know why. Hopefully it's nothing serious. But yes, by acknowledging these things, it makes me stronger. When I take it to the Lord and I say, look, I can't do this life without you. I cannot do any of this without you. That makes me strong, because I'm now with the strongest person ever to have lived on this planet. So, strength is awesome. Strength is to be found, and his strength is unlimited. That is the perpetual Energizer Bunny of strength. It's not going to run out, ever. And I'm just plain old cheap battery from Kmart. But yet, working with him, I'm strong. I get to be that fancy Energizer battery as well, if that makes sense to you guys who know that. But anyway, point is, he will make you stronger if you can acknowledge that. So in acknowledging your weakness and saying, I am weak, it is the Lord that gives me the strength, that makes you strong. Hopefully that kind of makes sense to you guys. Anyway, for this quote, I just went with Ether 12:27, because it's just so important to know that. This is the Lord saying, if they humble themselves before me, then will I make weak things become strong. And that is so true. It is about humbling ourselves before the Lord and accepting that we cannot do this alone. And that we are not alone in it. And please help us. And as humans, we will still try and avoid that and try and do stuff by ourselves. And I am so guilty of this still. But I have improved a whole lot. And boy, is life better when you work with the Lord instead of without the Lord. So consider that. It's a nice little lesson in here that was included. And that was part of his testimony of Joseph and Hiram, to see that they openly admitted every time we are weak, it is the Lord that makes us strong. And that is what made them strong. All right, I'll leave that one with you, and I'll see you shortly for insight number 3.